In this video, we'll be unveiling all the classes available in Remnant 2. Our goal is to help you make an informed decision on which class best suits your playstyle. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of Remnant 2 and explore the amazing classes that await you. And first on our list, we have the Challenger. If you want to get up close and personal, then this class is for you. With bulky armor and strong melee weapons, they are close to mid-range destroyers, focused on heavy armor and surviving heavier attacks. They are able to become unstoppable, drastically reduce the damage of other enemies, and improve many of their own stats and your ally stats as well. The perks on offer with the Challenger are Die Hard. When receiving fatal damage, the Challenger becomes invulnerable for 5 seconds and regenerates 100% of their max health. This can only happen once every 10 minutes. The next perk is Close Quarters. Gain up to 40% range and melee damage to all enemies within 7 meters. Damage bonus tapers off until 13 meters, but critical chance is increased up to 10% at the same range. This damage is increased with your Challenger level. The next perk is Intimidating Presence. After activating a Challenger skill, enemies within 10 meters deal 10% less damage for 15 seconds, with an additional 2.5% damage reduction per enemy affected, and this caps at 10%. Next perk, we have Powerlifter. Both the additional stamina cost increase for each weight bracket and stamina regen delay are reduced by 50%. And then the last perk on hand, we have Face of Danger. Using a relic within 10 meters of an enemy grants 2 stacks of bulwark and 10% increased damage for 10 seconds. And then moving on to the skills for the Challenger, we have War Stomp, which creates a high impact tremor that deals damage and additional stagger damage and a forward cone, and it deals damage in all directions at point blank range. And then we also have Juggernaut, where you become nearly unstoppable and you get increased movement, melee, and increased melee damage. Stagger damage is also reduced, and this lasts 25 seconds. And then lastly, we have Rampage, which you enter a heightened state of battle where it increases fire rate, reload speed, and movement speed, and it lasts only 20 seconds. There's also some additional bonuses there as well to help you give you an edge in battle. And then moving on, we have the Hunter. So for your long-range fans, this one is for you. The Hunter class in Remnant 2 is focused on long-range, precision-based gameplay, identifying targets and eliminating them using a variety of perks that allow them to take down enemies. They can also help out their team and deal the most damage to weak points. And starting off with the Hunter perks, we have Dead to Rights. Dealing 55 base range weak spot damage and extends the duration of active Hunter skills by 3.5 seconds. This timer can be extended beyond its initial duration. Next perk, we have Deadeye. Gain 40% range damage, 15% weak spot damage, and 5% range critical chance. Damage increases with Hunter level. Next perk, we have Return to Sender. Kills due to weak spot and critical hits increase ammo drops by 50% and double the chance of ammo drops. And we have Urgency. Firearms gain 15% reload speed and 15% increased movement speed after a kill. Lasts 5 seconds. And then lastly, we have Intuition. Using a relic extends the duration of any active Hunter skill by 10 seconds. Effect degrades with each subsequent use. Weak spot kills against marked enemies increase speed of the next relic use within 15 seconds by 5%. This stacks 10 times. And then moving on to the skills, we have Mark, where you can spot enemies through walls and boost critical chance for your team by 15% on marked targets. And then we also have Hunter's Mark. Increases the Hunter's spatial awareness by casting an aurora that automatically applies mark to all enemies within 35 meters. While senses are heightened, Hunter also gains 15% increased ranged and melee damage. This lasts 25 seconds. Then we also have Hunter's Focus. Heightens the Hunter's senses, which causes aiming at an enemy to apply mark. Continuously aiming down sights uninterrupted and without shooting for 1 second causes the Hunter to enter a focused state. When focused, weapon speed, recoil, and sway are reduced by 75%, and then ranged and ranged weak spot damage is boosted by 25%. Ranged critical chance is also boosted by 10%, and this can last up to 10 seconds. Hunter Shroud. Hunter becomes shrouded, reducing enemy awareness and making them harder to hit while moving. Attacking or activating a mod or skill will instantly exit Shroud. Exiting Shroud marks all enemies within 10 meters and grants ambush to the hunter for 2 seconds. Ambush increases ranged and melee damage by 50%, which diminishes over its duration and applies mark when enemies are attacked. The hunter will shroud again automatically after 1.15 seconds if no offensive actions are performed. And next up we have the Gunslinger. The Gunslinger is a firearms expert and a master at DPS. They are efficient at dealing damage, ammo efficiency, and pumping out bullets faster than you can think. So first off, with the perks, we have Loaded. When activating any Gunslinger skill, both weapons are instantly reloaded and gain infinite reserve ammo on all weapons for 15 seconds. Then we have Swift Shot. Gain 15% fire rate, 25% range damage, and a 5% critical chance for all firearms. Then we have Posse Up. Ammo pickups award 30% additional ammo per player, with the bonus split out equally among teammates. Causes ammo boxes to drop additional ammo on the ground as well. Then we have Quick Hands. Firearms gain 10% reload speed, and the bonus is doubled if the magazine is empty. And then lastly, for the perks, we have Sleight of Hand. Using a relic reloads the equipped firearm and increases range damage by 15% for 10 seconds. And then moving on to the skills, we have Quick Draw. Pull out your trusty side piece and unload up to 6 rounds from the hip, dealing damage per shot. Pressing the button instantly fires toward all enemies in view within 25 meters, which upon release, rounds will be divided evenly among all targets. Holding and releasing the button aims the weapon manually, allowing control of all shots fired. Then we have the Sidewinder. Calls upon the power of the Desert Sidewinder snake to increase ADS movement speed and draw swap speed by 50%. Cycling weapons will automatically reload your incoming firearm for 20 seconds. And then lastly, we have Bullet Storm. Unleash the full power in the speed of the Gunslinger. Traditional firearms become fully automatic. Bulls and crossbows gain 50% increased projectile speed and a 25% critical chance. And also increase fire rate by 25% and reload speed by 50% for 20 seconds. And moving right along, we have the Medic. The Medic is the class you want to pick if you are a team player. Focus on working with your allies, and they also heal much faster and more efficiently than any other class in the game. So that way you can keep your team alive and in the fight. So starting off with the perks, we have Regenerator. After restoring 250 total health to allies, regain a spent relic charge. Then we have Invigorated. Grants a 25% increase to all damage and 5% critical chance. Damage increases with the medic level. And we have Benevolence. Increase relic efficiency by 15% and heals nearby allies for 30% for totaling their healing value, increasing to 60% for any ally below 35% max health. Then we have Backbone. Increases the hits medics can take before losing gray health by 2. Then we have Benefactor. Increases relic use speed by 20%. Relic use gains -1 stagger. Then moving on to the skills, we have Wellspring. The medic channels healing energy into their fist, punching a hole into the ground to create a 3-meter healing spring AoE, which restores 10.5 health per second and greatly increases blight decay rate. Then we have the Healing Shield. The medic quickly expels healing energy to shield all allies within 25 meters for 100% of their max health for 10 seconds. While shielded, allies regenerate 30% of their max health over the duration. And then lastly, we have Redemption. The medic unleashes a 30-meter shockwave that revives down allies, restores 75% max health over 10 seconds. For each additional 1 second holding the skill button, the heal gains an additional 75% up to 300% maximum. Revived allies will only receive 25% of the healing amount. If revived, allies cannot be revived again by Redemption for another 150 seconds. This resets at the World Stone or on death. And before we get into our last class, I just wanted to remind you guys, if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest games coming, including content such as reviews, tips and tricks, highlights, let's plays, you name it, we got you covered here at Lost Days Gaming. And if you enjoyed videos like this and want to see more Remnant 2 content, hit that thumbs button and consider subscribing to the channel. I also want to invite you guys to our Lost Days Gaming community over at Discord, where you can squad up and meet all kinds of people talking about their favorite games. In our last class, we have the Handler. The Handler class comes with a furry companion which can help support you and your team. It is the jack-of-all-trades support class and is able to do a number of things such as damage, support your team, and distract enemies. This is more tailored for a solo build, but you can use it for team play as well. So starting off with the perks, we have Bonded. When the Handler is downed, your companion will attempt to revive them at 50% max health. Can be used to revive allies with a command, but the downed ally must have a Dragon Heart. Then we have Pack Hunter. Gain 30% ranged in skill damage and 5% ranged in skill critical chance while your companion is active and within 25 meters of the player. We also have Spirit of the Wolf. Increase movement speed by 10%. All allies within 10 meters equal the handler's movement speed if faster. Reduces the stamina cost of all actions for all allies by 15%. Then we have Teamwork. Handler and the companion gain 30% increased revive speed. While reviving, the handler and companion receive 25% less damage, and the companion gains -1 stagger. Then we also have Best Friend. Using a relic fully restores your companion's health and grants them 25% damage and 35% damage resistance for 15 seconds. Then moving on to the skills, we have Guard Dog. Now these skills are replaced by commands for your companion. So we have Guard Dog. Guard Dog is your companion follows you and gains 15% increased threat, and all damage to thee is reduced by 20%. A single press will cause your companion to engage enemies at a location, while a double press will call your companion back to your side. A hold of the companion will cause a howl that reduces damage by 15% to all allies within 20 meters and gives your companions additional threat. Then we have the Support Dog. Your companion follows you and continuously heals within 3.5 meters for 0.25% of max health per second. A single press will cause the companion to engage enemies near the location, a double press will call the companion back, and a hold for the button will grant 2% of your max health per second and a 25% increased movement speed to all allies within 20 meters. And then lastly, we have Attack Dog. Your companion follows you around and gains 20% damage. A single press engages the companion near the location. A double press, of course, returns them by your side like usual. And then a hold button will increase damage by 20% for all allies within 20 meters. Well, that's going to wrap things up for today's video, guys. I hope I informed you guys well enough to make your decision on which class you guys want to pick for Remnant 2. Like I said before, if you guys want to stay up to date, consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.